Hello everybody, this is the Devil here. Welcome back to What If Deku Was Dream. I forgot what part this was, god damn it, probably 14. Sorry if you hear any background noise, my brother's sleeping in the background. It's like fucking 3 a.m. right now, because I fucking fell asleep, so I'm not gonna be asleep for a while. Anyway. Cool whip. Anyway, moving on. Last time we left off, Izuku didn't get any internships, so he went into the forest for a week. He didn't even get a fucking part-time hero license, nothing. So he just went into the forest. He's going into the forest for that week, I believe. I can't fucking remember if it's like a week or so. I believe the the only word that's going through my fucking head right now is interviews, and I don't know why. Fuck. Anyway, moving on. I don't know if it's for a fucking week, but I'm just gonna say it's for a fucking week. By the 5th day, he met Filza, as I said before, and they chatted in his house, but they heard a knock on the door. Anyway, let's get on to the what if. As Filza and Izuku get up, Filza says, "I'm coming," and he goes to the door, opens it up, and it's his 3 sons, Tommy, Wilbur, and Techno, because Techno hasn't left yet. You know? As, hold up, let me pull up. Wilbur was the first one to step Wilbur was the first one to step up and ask who. Well, he was the first one to notice the new person, which then his quirk. I'm gonna explain his quirk. His quirk is pretty much he's just a ghost. So I'm not making him dead because the dream SMP events never happened. So he's not dead. He just has a ghost quirk. He's still gonna have friend upstairs in his room probably. Probably definitely his friend upstairs in his room. You want some blue? Anyway, moving on. His quirk is pretty much as he's just a ghost, so he can fly, he can turn invisible, he can go through stuff. You know, he has like an echo in his voice. Wilbur flies up to Izuku and asks, and says, "Hello, who are you? Who are you?" Izuku says, "I'm Dream. Nice to meet you." As Izuku holds out his hand, and Wilbur grabs his hand and shakes it. As now the other two are noticing them, which Technoblade's quirk just gives him pretty much features of a pig, and I don't know what the fuck Tommy should be. Like, fucking inventory or something. God damn it. Anyway, moving on. As the other two notice him, and Technoblade takes, kind of a fighting stance with his diamond sword here. Because, again, they never been to the nether, because they don't have a way to the nether. Izuku has a way to the nether, but they do not. This is the 5th day? Yeah, this is the 5th day. As Izuku would also take a fighting stance. As they both would clash swords. And Phil's is like, "God damn, stop, not in the house." As Technoblade stops, and so does Dream. Technically yes, Dream, but Izuku. And Philza would say, "Get along with each other, you two." As Izuku would put away his sword, and so would Technoblade. Techno would ask who he is, and Izuku would say, "Dream." And Techno would be like, you got a weird name when you were born too? And Izuku says, "No, this is not actually my name, it's just my alias." And Techno would say, oh, okay. Tommy would not really take it well with Izuku. Would be, who the fuck is this? Because, he cusses all the goddamn time, which Philza would bonk him on the back of the head, saying, do not cuss in the house. As Tommy would say, sorry, Dad. Hold up, let me bring up a picture of Tom. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, moving on. As Philza would say, you all should try to get along with each other. Me and him got along with each other. And Tommy asks Philza, who is he and how did he get here? And Philza would just answer, he never told me his actual name, just his alias dream. And I don't know how he got here. He kind of just came by, knocked on the door. I thought it was one of you guys, but nah, it was just him. As we sat down for like 30 minutes and talked, and he's a kind person. Plus, he has some real interesting taste in armor and weaponry. As Philza would ask what kind of material that is, and Izuku says that's for me to know and you not to. Did I say Philza says him to know? Fucking whatever. As Wilbur would be like, hey, Wilbur would say to Izuku, you want some blue? As Izuku's like, what's blue? And Wilbur would pull out some blue, which is just blue dye. And Izuku's like, huh, yeah, sure, I'll have some. And he just takes some and puts it in his pocket. And then Wilbur would say, do you want to meet, hold up real quick. Just switching back to this picture. Anyway, as he said, would you want to meet friend? As Izuku's like, sure. As Izuku, Wilbur would say, come on, as he goes upstairs, as Izuku would follow. Wilbur would go through the door, and Izuku would open up the door to come into, Wilbur's room, where Wilbur would have a pet sheep that had its wool dyed blue. As Izuku would ask, "What's with the sheep?" and Wilbur would say, "This is friend." Oh fuck! Sorry, I'm just thinking. Wilbur would say, "This is friend." And Izuku would say, "Oh, okay." And Izuku would continue to pet friend on the head. As Wilbur's room is a pretty normal room, pretty just normal. Just the only thing that's different about it is that there's pretty much just a sheep in there. Izuku would ask how did he go through the wall, and then Wilbur would explain his quirk. So yeah, and also Phil's quirk is pretty much he just has wings. Also, before I started this video, I was like thinking about Hawks, and I was like, Phil's is like fucking a cousin of Hawks. And I was like, shit, and then I was like, should I make Phil's a cousin of Hawks? Not Hawk, yeah. And I don't know, I don't know if I should, I'm not sure. Like, I don't really have anything planned for Hawk, so, like, sure, that can help, but it would delay some shit on, some story, but it will give a bit more, like, interesting story to it, I guess. Anyway, moving on. Izuku and Wilbur would chat for a bit as, Techno would come up and knock on the door, which Wilbur would open up the door, and Techno would say, Philza told me, oh no, not Philza, Dad told me to talk to the person that's with us right now and try to get along with them so then we don't cause a fight in the house again. I didn't make it sarcastic, didn't I? Fuck, I could have made it sarcastic. Because, Technoblade doesn't want to do that. He doesn't really like new people. And Wilbur was like, oh, sure. As Wilbur would tell Izuku, he would say, Dream, hey, Dream, Techno wants to hang out with you. And Izuku's like, okay. As Izuku would go with Techno would take him to his room, which you can expect what it has. It has a couple armor stands with enchanted diamond armor because they don't have netherite, as I said. It has like chests galore filled with weaponry and all that stuff. And just a single bed in the corner. And Izuku's like, nice room. Nice room. You got some taste here. As he would look through the chest and see plenty of swords, different types of swords, coming through like fucking crusaders to katanas to just a lot of different swords, like short swords, just a lot of different swords, And Techno would say thanks, which also Izuku would look through other chests, which he would see plenty of arrows and bows and other stuff, and crossbows. As Izuku and Techno would chat for a bit, as Izuku and Techno somewhat get along since, they both kind of have that same, thing, whenever you're in a fight, just, don't hold back, go for the kill, So, yeah. Anyway, Izuku says bye to Technoblade, goes downstairs where he sees Philza and Tommy talking. As Izuku would come up to Tommy and say hello, and Tommy would say, hi. As Izuku would say, I chatted with your other siblings, so I came down here to chat with you. As Izuku and Tommy would talk. I don't really know what they would talk about, really. Just Tommy wouldn't really like Izuku at first, or as he would say, Dream. And Philza would, every time Tommy cussed, he would kind of come up to him and hit him in the back of the head. Well, on the top of the head, or flick him on the forehead, As Izuku and Tommy chat, it's not like they get along, but it's not like they don't hate each other either, as of right now. Philza says he's gonna cook up some food, which then Philza does, Dream said I could help, and Philza's like, sure. And they make some, I don't know, some steak, some steak, because they pretty much banned eating sheep, because that friend upstairs. Which then Philza would hit a bell downstairs calling for the others that dinner is ready, because it's quite late by this point. As everyone would eat, chat, and that. And then Philza says to Izuku, hey, Dream, it's getting quite late. Why don't you stay here for the night? And Izuku says, sure. Where would I sleep? And Philza would say, anywhere you like, really. And Izuku's like, oh, cool. So Izuku just goes to, some random corner and pulls out a bed out of his pocket, which everyone's like, what the fuck? No. Tommy's like, what the fuck? And then Philza flicks him on the head. And he says, what was that for? And he says, no cussing in the house. As Philza would ask, hey, how did you do that? And Izuku says, oh, it's a part of my quirk. I'm capable of pretty much putting anything in my pockets. So, yeah. They would all go to bed, and that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. Bye.